Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Virtual Motorsport Series, round 3 of 8 for the Tier 2 Championship here at the Sebring International Circuit in the United States of America, the US of A. My name is Sverre Kolman. Thank you very much for joining us once again. And with me in the commentary booth for the first time in a long old while is the one and only Daniel Krylov. Daniel, thank you very much for joining me once again after a little while in the commentary booth. It's very good to have you back. Of course, broadcaster Niclas Domino also with us, pushing the buttons, pulling the levers. But Daniel, like I said, welcome back. And we have a very good race for us in store, an hour of racing around the majestic track of Sebring International Circuit. This should be a very good and bumpy one, if you ask me.
Yeah, first of all, hello, and thank you for having me. It's been a while. You mentioned correctly. Especially it's been a while commentating with you, Stevie. But yeah, we are in for some tasty racing, and bumpy racing, like you mentioned. I mean, Sebring, if there's one thing it's known for, it's the technical aspect, but also the bumps that are all over the place. Yeah, some might say it needs a proper resurfacing. My brother is one of them, but I just find this historic aspect of the track extremely charming, to be honest. But yeah, we got 39 degrees direct temperature, 24 degrees air temperature. Weather looks great. I think we are not in for some rain or any other disturbances for our drivers in terms of weather. Yeah, we are in for some for some good qualifying and race. So I think you'll all enjoy these 1 to maybe 2 hours of entertainment.
Yep, for sure. 5.82 kilometers of old airfield track that's been laid down here well over 70 years ago at this point. I believe it was an old World War II airfield, this track at some point. Then they started using it for racing action in the 50s and pretty much never changed the concrete surface ever since. So, of course, well known for its bumps. It gives its characteristics, so to speak. So, if you ask me, don't resurface it ever again and keep it as is. But taking a look then at the current championship standings, we are 3 rounds into this season 5 of the Virtual Motorsport Series, and it's Javier Ramos leading the way in LMGT3, 64 points out of 2 rounds, taking 2 wins, both in Bahrain and of course the opening round at Interlagos, the endurance round, where it was raining for a long period of time, but Javier Ramos did persist all of those crazy situations, conditions, and he managed to take the win for two times in a row now in his fourth Mustang. Sebastian Bastel is 23 points behind in the second Ford Mustang, still a long old way ahead of Hayden Baxter, first of the non-Ford Mustangs in the championship. 28 points for him in third. Milena Doleska, only female driver in this grid, in fourth in the McLaren 720S. Very good performance by her so far this season on 18 points in that McLaren. So hopefully she is able to continue that good form into the third round as well, with Tom Board in the Lexus in fifth on 16 points. And then the gaps get very close indeed, with Eduardo Scapecci in the Corvette in sixth on 15 points. Lorenzo Gatti in the second Lexus on 7th, also on 15 points. Pescatori in the third Lexus in 8th on 13 points. Clement Lernaud in 9th on 12 points. And Giampiero Gratta in P10 in the Porsche on 12 points, rounding up the top 10 of the LMGT3 field. Now, we have seen a Ford Mustang sweep pretty much throughout this season so far, with 2 wins in a row. And Bastel also in a Mustang, taking a third and a second the last 2 races. So what do you think, Daniel? Can we expect something similar for these cars? It is, of course, a home race for them here in the always sunny state of Florida. I would personally say that the Fords have a good chance of winning once again. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, of course, it's not only that the Fords are going to do a Mark Cup here and are going to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they, I mean, especially Ramos is in a very great position with the momentum, and before the summer break, I think he just wants to wrap it up and seals it after these 3 rounds, to have this momentum going and have a huge advantage towards the second half of the season. So if you ask me, I'll bet my money on not only the Ford, but especially on Ramos, given his dominant performance so far this season in LMGT3.
Yeah, for sure, it would be a great way to end up the first half of this season. As a reminder, Daniel just mentioned it, but we will have a 4-week break after this round, with the final race of this part of the season next Sunday for the Contender Series as well. So please join us once again after this break of about 4 weeks for the 4th round, of course, in this championship. It was great to have you alongside with us, but it would be a good way to end up the first half of the season for Javier Ramos to take 3 wins in a row. So we'll have to see if he's able to continue that good run of form, put in a good performance here tonight, and bring home that 3rd consecutive victory. Right now, though, it is Manocha in the number 830 Porsche 992 with a very good sector 1. It's a purple sector 1.7 seconds clear of his first flying lap. First flying lap was good enough for 3rd, about a second behind Baxter. Now, of course, this track is a bit weird compared to the rest of the circuits we have on this calendar, where it is the pit lane exit is just ahead, which is in front, I have to say, of the start-finish straight. So when you come out of the pit lane, you almost immediately start your first flying lap, which is a bit different compared to the rest of the calendar, where most of the times the pit lane exit is behind or after the start-finish straight. So that is the reason why we already have some flying laps on the board. So we are almost 5 minutes into this qualifying session. First 10 minutes for our LMGT3 drivers, and a 5-minute break, and then 10 minutes for the hypercar drivers. As Grata now goes quickest, quickly beaten by Manocha, 2:01.6. That is very quick indeed for the LMGT3 field, with Larnaud in the first of the Mustangs slotting in third. So Leska now going third in the McLaren 720S, but right now it is looking match point for the Porsches with 4 minutes to go. Wasn't really expecting that, Daniel, but right now it's a 1-2-3 for Porsche even. I think that rear engine is helping them a little bit with the technical aspects there.
Yeah, surely. I mean, the rear engine is it's quite stable, but looking at our current P12, Baxter, oh no, it's provisional pole position by 5/10. That was the lap I was monitoring for the last 2 minutes. Also, just talking about contenders for the win, I see him right on par, or maybe a bit like, I would say on par with Ramos, given he finished second in the first round in the endurance round, scoring 28 points and missing out on round 2. So we don't really know what to expect from him, but the performance he gave us this season is quite promising. I mean, finishing P2 in the endurance round, we don't know what he will have done in round 2, of course, but looking at it like it is right now, being on provisional pole position, I think he's up at the top here.
Yeah, for sure. It is looking very quick as it currently stands. A half a second clear of the rest of the field, as there is a number of very quick sectors being put in the board right now. So we see that Mustang there, Lerno going very wide, then coming out of Le Mans corner, that is. Losing the purple middle sector to Goddard, that is currently in 10th in the Proton Ford Mustang. Also purple sector 1 for Maranocha, currently in 4th, but he goes purple once again, 2:00.8. So he clears Baxter by almost 0.3 of a second, so improves by well over half a second, that is, and puts in the first sub 2 minute and 1 second then of this qualifying session. Deleska now in second position, 2:01.0. Also very quick lap for her indeed. Pastel now in 4th. Currently 5 different manufacturers in the top 5 in LMGT3. This is the other Mustang of Lennart coming through in P6. So he does not improve. I think he had the track limit there along the way as well. But Goddard is also looking very quick. He is currently in 12th position. I think, however, he had the track limit on that lap. So he's just started a new flying lap, so those sectors are still from the previous lap, I would assume. But Manocha once again improving in sector 1, 65 thousandths of a second quicker than his provisional pole position lap, which is still well over 2/10 clear of the rest of the field, with Moduleska and Baxter behind him. Bessier improves to 11th in his Porsche. Porsches really are showing some good pace around here. It's been the first time really this season where we've seen Porsches being quick, especially in qualifying. We're in multiple splits so far. They've been quite disappointing, I have to say. But right now they are looking very, very feisty indeed, with 5 manufacturers in the top 5 as it stands. I have to say I'm mostly surprised by the Ferrari being in there in P5 of Ursling. It's the only Ferrari in this split, and there have not been many out there in other splits as well. But he is finding some pace in them.
Yeah, it seems like. I mean, we've generally not seen quite a lot of mid-engine cars. There are, I think, one of each manufacturer here. We got the McLaren, the Ferrari, and the Corvette. But generally, I think the Ferrari is more and more not becoming like the choice to have, or the car to drive. But some people like it, some people get along with it, and the good thing with GT3 is that it's not like there's one car that is the best. There are like a few which can be competitive. have you see Manoccia still there. You see, talking of mid-engine cars, Corvette of Scapecci just sealed provisional second place, just 1/10 behind Manoccia. As we are on board with Baxter, or not on board, but we're looking at Baxter, who set a really good first sector, a quite solid second sector. Let's see where the timing stops, and it's provisional pole position by 0.3 of a second.
Very, very impressive indeed, as the clock is slowly ticking down to 0. 20 seconds left in this qualifying session for LMGT3 as Hayden Baxter goes to provisional pole position with a 2:00.4. So well over 3/10 clear of Manoccia in the Porsche. Manoccia, however, has put in a purple sector 1 once again, so that Porsche is also not done yet with this qualifying session. Goddard is also improving, as it seems like. No, he is starting his flying lap, which is not an improvement so far. So he is at the moment not going any further than P15. But Manoccia, a green sector 2 as well, still looking for an improvement here. That Porsche is looking on rails. The 830 might be close to track limits there, though, coming out of Le Mans. And now on towards the Sunset Bend. He's still pushing. The clock is now down to 0, so no new laps can be started by our LMGT3 drivers. This is all or nothing for Manoccia coming through the Sunset Bend. Keep it clean, keep it within the white lines. It does look like he's able to keep it clean for now. Currently in second position. Is he able to improve? Final run towards the line. Gets a bit of a slipstream there from the Ferrari in front. That is always nice. And he does not improve in terms of position. It's a slightly quicker lap, but not good enough for pole position. He's almost half a second ahead of Scapecci in third, but missed out by 96 thousandths of a second behind Hayden Baxter, who does take pole position then in LMGT3 for the third round here at the Sebring International Raceway. Hayden Baxter in the Aston Martin Vantage puts it on pole position. Manoccia in second, and the Corvette of Scapecci puts it in third. We have 6 manufacturers, scratch that, 7 manufacturers in the top 7. Kind of astonishing, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is. I'd like to use the moment and apologize for my prediction. Oh, as you say, oh gosh, I think we've all experienced that at some point.
Bit of frustration in there.
Yeah, to be honest. Yeah, Sunset is remarkable corner. It's great if you hit it, but if you don't, you'd rather just, I don't know, turn off the PC. Anyways, I'd like to dedicate this moment to apologize. I think Ramos is not going to win this race, given he's not even competing today. So I don't think he's my favorite anymore to win this race. Yeah, so I'll stick to my second favorite, given it's Hayden Baxter.
Hayden Baxter on pole position, then in the 56 Aston Martin Vantage. A very quick lap time, just shy of a 10th in front of Adriano Manoccia in second in the Porsche. Scapecci put it in third in the 33 Corvette, half a second down on pole position, with Milena Doleske in fourth in the McLaren, Tom Boord in the Lexus in fifth, Daniel Ersling in sixth in the end in the lone Ferrari GT3, so good lap by him there as well. Just about a 10th ahead of Sebastian Bastel, the first of the Mustangs. We were kind of expecting the Mustangs to be rather quick around here. Just earlier, we talked about Bastel, currently second in the championship as well. So I don't think he'll be too happy with his performance here in qualifying, given that he's starting in 7th. Xavier Grata in 8th then in the 100 Porsche, about 8.5 tenths behind on pole position, with Clément Lenoux in 9th, just shy of a hundredth. Behind Grata in 9th, with Edinburgh running up to top 10 in the third Ford Mustang, the 777. Giovanni Vora in 11th, just ahead of Niclas Bessier in 12th, with Pescatori in 13th. John Kaltman in 14th, and Anel Goddard. I think he is able to go a lot quicker than 15th, given the amount of mistakes we've seen from him here in qualifying, but he is no further than P15 in the back of the field then. As that is the LMGT3 qualifying done and dusted. Now then, time for the big show. The hypercars will come out on track in the next 3 seconds or so. A quick look at the current standings. Tristan Vignal is currently in the lead in that Peugeot, on 52 points ahead of Miles in the Genesis. If you remember, Miles put in that absolutely stunning performance at Interlagos a month ago already, where he won by about half a minute, I believe, after the rain. Did not compete, however, 2 weeks ago, so he failed to score any points there, which does see Tristan Vignal with both a second place and a win in the lead of this championship. Mohamed Colombo also not competing last week, but his third place at Interlagos puts him still in third in the standings, level on points with Niclas Eichers, who scored a third place 2 weeks ago as well. So a very good drive by him back then. He's in the second Peugeot. Dalamastro in fifth in the third Peugeot with Emmanuel Sawyer and Keo Kakache in sixth and seventh, both on 18 points in the BMW M Hybrid. Marco Guzzo in eighth in the first of the Cadillac V Series, with Anthony Guarino in ninth and Tim Tupan in 10th, both on 12 and 8 points respectively. So a lot of Peugeots in this championship, but it is currently a Genesis and a Ferrari in P2 and P3, with a couple of BMWs in there as well. So of course, we've kind of seen this throughout the season so far. It's kind of been the story of the championship, if you ask me, Dan. You can see it there on the background already. The wingless Peugeot, it has made a return to the VMS championship. You can see there in third, and it's been working rather well for a number of drivers. There we go, Tristan Vignal, apologies, 52 points, leading in the 777 Peugeot, a wingless Peugeot, so to speak, even. So for some reason, really, I think it has to do with BOP, it's been going rather well for them.
Yeah, I mean, I had one occasion of commentating season 5, and it was in the Pro Series split, and there were also a couple of 9X8s, but without the 2024 Evo update, so the wingless Peugeot. And yeah, it really seems like something, I mean, it has to do with DOP, I think, changed. So yeah, but I mean, we got both exemplars, as we see. We got the wing and the wingless, which is also kind of refreshing and cool to look at, like the same car but with different packages. But yeah, I think the BOP kind of favoring or made the 9X8, the wingless 9X8, a lot pleasurable to drive, I think. And that's a huge reason for a lot of drivers to choose this car instead of the 9X8 or any other car.
Yeah, we've seen it throughout the season, like you said, in the Pro Series as well. So it's been a bit of a weird one, but still, if it's a quick car, people will choose it, of course. See, Kolman, one of the two Genesis drivers in this field, of course, him and Miles both driving the GMR 001, newest addition to the hypercar field this season, with Genesis debuting this season at, I believe it was Imola, after the first round, and Bahrain got cancelled for political reasons. But Genesis is a great addition to both LMU as well as the real life WEC field, with a, I think it's a V8 or V6.
It's a double V4, so it's a V8.
Yeah, it's technically a V8, but consisting of two V4 rally engines from their rally cars, which is still the most insane story I've ever heard as it comes to WEC cars. So great addition to have them in the field. He is, however, the only Genesis driver currently in this field, because Miles also is not competing with us, as you can see. So the current second in the standings will not improve on his points tally after this round. We see Guzzo in the Cadillac number 12. Coming through turn 1. That was a big snap and a huge crash as well. I think he is very lucky not to lose a wheel there. Otherwise, it's he can just throw away that set entirely. But that's not how you want to start qualifying.
No, not at all. But I mean, it's kind of giving me memories and flashbacks. I've done a few races here with hypercars on Sebring in my more active LMU phase, and yeah, there was especially on cold tires, it's not easy, especially when you think you got understeered and you're inducing something to not steer into the wall, and suddenly you lose the rear. Yeah, there are more pleasurable things, more pleasant things in this world.
There sure are,
Cold
especially with that. Especially on Sebring with the bumps, and especially with a pit lane exit just before the start of your lap. So all those things combined really does make it even more tricky for these cars around here. To see the Evo Toyota, not the Evil, but the Evo Toyota hypercar, the GMR. Is it the GMR? No, it used to be the Toyota Gazoo, but it's just a Toyota right now.
I think now it's a TR 001.
There we go, it's a TR. GMR is still only the Genesis, of course. But an updated Toyota GR for this new season. It's a lovely looking car as well. Very quick, of course, won Le Mans in real life 2 months ago as well. So it's been going well in that season. Krylov, the only Toyota driver in this season. Here, Nikita Krylov from Russia, the TR 101, currently in, let's take a look, 11th in standings on 8 points. So he's just missing out on the top 10, but he has been putting in some good drives this season so far, and the only Toyota sporting driver in this field. So great to have him out on track. We'll take a quick look at the sector times now. The tires are now starting to get up to temperature. It is Niclas Eichers, who is putting in the fastest first sector of this qualifying session so far. So about 8 tenths quicker than the provisional pole position, which is in the hands of Krylov in that Toyota. There are some quick lap times coming in rather shortly, I would imagine. Calvin Beret putting in a purple sector 2 as well. The BMW working rather well in this opening phase of the hypercar qualifying session. 4 minutes left to go on the clock to start their the flying lap times. On towards the Sunset Bend. This will probably be one of the first really competitive flying laps out there, and the times will drop even more with as the time takes down in this session. Especially the gaps between them will start to close down rather significantly. There we go. Barret 47.3 immediately gets beaten by Niclas Eichers in first now with a 47.0, about 3 tenths quicker than the BMW driver, with Vignal in fourth. Grigori puts it down in third in his Peugeot 101 and a 47.5, so just over 5 tenths behind provisional pole position. But those gaps are really starting to climb down now. About 3 minutes to go as we have a replay of, I think, what will be a spin, Daniel.
Yeah, let's look at Domino going through the first sector, and just on the turn and maybe locks the rear a bit, and yeah.
Is it also a matter of cold tires, or is it just being impatient?
That's a good. I mean, with cold tires, you're more it's like amplifiers. You're more likely to get this, but I don't know if it's being impatient, maybe just misjudging the grip levels, or just being on the brake for a too great amount for too long, and therefore just locking the rear tires, and then you're just scraping. You have no traction and no grip at the rear axle, and then you just have this kind of sliding out. I think it's more a matter of too much brake pressure.
Well, luckily for him, he did manage to keep it out of the barrier. As we see once again the Peugeot of Thibaut Vignal sliding through Sunset Bend in the 777. It is an improvement for him to green sector so far, so it should see him improve a little bit on his lap time. It does, as Eichers once again improves in his personal pole position. A 46.7 puts 6 tenths between him and second position of Krylov, still in the Toyota. As we could see the replay of Vignal there, and really having a big moment through Sunset Bend. As Grigori puts it now in second position, about 4 tenths behind Niclas Eichers. So once again, a Peugeot 1-2 as it currently stands. The Cadillac of Guzzo comes through, puts it in 11th on a 49.5. So he is going out once again on those tires of the spin and the crash that he had earlier on. 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock as the final flying laps are slowly being started. Emmanuel Sawyer is still weaving around, trying to heat up his tires just a little bit in the BMW AMS. He is having two green sectors right now, currently in 6th position, so it should be an improvement on his current lap time. and puts it in 5th then. Slightly ahead of Rune Kolman, still in 6th position in the Genesis, who himself is also on a big improvement, 0.6 of a second in Sector 1 alone. This could be a very good lap for him indeed. Let's see when he comes through Sector 2, then 26 thousandths of an improvement there. So I think he just had a lock-up somewhere in Sector 1 on that first flying lap, but that made him cost a huge amount of time. Now coming through turns 15 and 16 towards the Almond Straight. It is looking clean so far. Only the Sunset Bend left to go for the number 24. And this could see him move up a number of positions if he is able to keep it clean through that final sector. Right behind him is the Toyota of Krylov. And I think also the BMW of Sawyer behind these two as well. Bit wide there, but Krylov puts in the purple sector too. Just improvements once again. And Kolman moves up to 5th position. Krylov goes through to P1 of 46.6. 66 thousandths of a second ahead of Niclas Eiters. Krylov puts the Toyota on provisional pole position as the clock is down to 0. I think we have our pole position man here, Daniel.
Yeah, remarkable, really. It's I was like on the edge of my seat for the past minute, really. And I think we got. Oh, well, that's a nasty snap.
That is a big hit.
Yeah.
And straight to the pit lane as well.
Yeah, I mean, nothing there to save really. We got P1, 2, and 3 for now, all within a single tenth of a second. Krylov putting in some remarkable, miraculous lap times, as are the 2 other Peugeots, which missed it just by a margin of a second. But still, Grigori still going. Not the best first sector, but let's see what he can pull off in Sector 2 and 3.
It is still relatively close to his own personal best, 27 thousandths behind the Sector 2, so it's going to be roughly the same as what his current lap time is, but he has a lot of time to make up in Sector 3. Maybe that is the sector where he lost the most amount of time on his other flying laps. Gets a bit of a tow here from the BMW of Barrier just in front in P4, who himself is on an improvement. It won't probably be enough to get into 3rd position, but it will create a bit of a bigger gap between him and P5. Krylov also completes his final lap then. And will be an improvement as well as
Barrier.
Second. Out of nowhere, really, the BMW of Calvin Barrier puts it in 2nd position. The 101, I was kind of jinxing him, I thought on beforehand, saying that he didn't improve enough to make up any positions, but out of nowhere, slots in between the Toyota and the Peugeot. It is the first front row for Calvin Barrier of the season, I believe, and a very good qualifying session for him indeed. But ahead of the field, it is Nikita Krylov, the Russian in the number 8 Toyota, 46.6, about half a tenth ahead of Calvin Barrier, who at the last moment puts it in 2nd position in the 101 BMW. A very good performance by him. Niclas Eiters is 16 thousandths of a second behind him in the 104 Peugeot, who himself has within about 300ths of a second Enzo Grigori breathing down his neck. The top 4 is within a tenth of a second and are leaving the rest of the field behind, really, with Rune Kolman in 5th, who is 0.8 of a second behind Nikita Krylov on pole position. So the gap between P4 and P5 is absolutely humongous then after the qualifying session, with Emmanuel Sawyer in 6th, just over a tenth behind Rune Kolman in 5th. Tristan Vignal in P7. And if I look at the standings, that is, of course, the championship leader in hypercar. So both championship leaders in hypercar and LMGT3 not having the best time out there here at Sebring. No further than P7 for him in the 777. A lot of 7s there for Tristan Vignal, but it is the 4th row for him, but alongside Marco Guzzo, who does put it in 8th then after the earlier crash in the Cadillac. So I think the Cadillac does have a bit of pace in the tank, but it's no further than P8 after that early incident for him. Ivan Skugel in the Lone Valkyrie. I haven't really seen him on track in the number 7. He puts it in 9th, with Olivier Desmoulins also having a spin in the number 54, putting it in P10. And Kyo Kakache at 2.88 seconds behind pole position in the BMW, so not really able to put in a good, clean lap time, I feel like, this qualifying session but starting in 11th nonetheless. Well then, we have a double pole position for Aventimo in this race here tonight. So I bet those guys are really happy about how all that went down. But there's an hour of racing ahead of us, Daniel. And I think in both classes we have a particular front group who we might be able to see pull away from the rest of the field.
Yeah.
Given their enormous pace in qualifying.
Yeah, it really looks like, especially in the hypercar field. I mean, the top four, marginal, really. The differences is really marginal. It seems like all of these four guys are like in a whole different world, given their gaps to like P5 to Rune Kolman. But still, I think we got Vignal, the championship leader, in P7. He's eager to make up for this not optimal, the suboptimal qualifying result. So I think still we can't mark off everyone behind those four guys, but yeah, they're quite close, and they're not going to give themselves anything. As it is in LMG3, where the gaps I think are a bit more close. There's not like this huge group which are going to set off and fly away as it was in the qualifying, but still there are clear groups who may have done qualifying better, but a race is a race and qualifying is qualifying, so we'll see what these guys have in for us.
A race is a race and qualifying is qualifying. That is I haven't heard anything that's more true than that, to be honest. But we do have an hour of racing ahead of us here around the Sebring International Raceway. 11 hypercars, 15 LMGT3s. Only one can be the best as our cars are making their way to the start of this race. Third round of the Tier 2 Championship here at the Virtual Motorsport Series. Krylov on pole position, Baxter on pole position at LMGT3.
Green flag.
Yeah. Green then for the third round here at the Virtual Motorsport Series. It is a good start for the top four, really, in hypercars. We see multiple cars 5 wide almost into turn 1. Krylov immediately being swamped by multiple cars, and the 104 moves ahead of Eitjes, and Barrier takes the lead in hypercars. Nikita Krylov tumbles down, really, already down in fourth. Oh, that's a big impact there with the other BMW of that is Kakache, I think, and the Toyota all out of shape and hits the barrier. Yeah, Sawyer that is. Krylov is out of this race, I think already 7 seconds behind in P11 to the rest of the field, so gets taken out almost immediately. Disastrous start for Nikita Krylov after that pole position for him, down in last position in the hypercar. Moves Barry up into the lead of this race. Eitjes hunting him down in the Peugeot, with the third person Gregory in third, Rune Kolman in the Genesis in fourth position, with Vignal in fifth. Baxter is still in the race in LMGT3 ahead of Manoccia, with Capecci in third, so those two have traded positions. Valeska still in fourth position, with Bort in fifth, and Ersling still in sixth position. So no major changes there as far as I can see at the moment. But Sawyer is in the pit lane already with that BMW, so I think he has made a return to the pit lane then. But Krylov now in 10th position in the hypercar. Disastrous start for him. He's halfway through the LMGT3 field. He's currently behind Bastel then on track, so he has a lot of work cut out for him for the next hour or so. But a real disaster then for the Toyota driver. A lot of things happening there, Daniel. Take us through it.
Okay, so we see there's a lot of little to no space for anyone. We see them bumping. Oh gosh.
Oh, that's a big hit.
I'm surprised he's still going, because I mean, I'd expect some suspension damage here. But we see he got a touch with one of the Peugeots, and then comes Sawyer just, from the inside of the other Peugeot, getting a hit from the Peugeot as well, and then just a bit rocketing into Krylov. I don't think there's anything he could have done.
I think Sawyer just didn't know that Nikita was there. Yeah,
I mean, he got a hit there, the Sawyer from the Peugeot, and then just has no chance of avoiding Krylov really. And yeah, that's the result of it.
I think Sawyer just didn't see the Toyota there. So we see another hit of Kolman losing it through sunset. This is on lap 1 as well. So he made contact with another LMGT3 over Renault, who is out of this race as well. As Sawyer has DNF'd following that contact as well. Kiev is still in the race in P10. But I think Sawyer kind of, well, giving himself the punishment for that incident, turning in like the other cars were not there. And as a result, Kiev has lost the lead in hypercar and is currently at the bottom of the standings. So, like I said, a lot of work cut out for him. He is now ahead of the rest of the hypercar field, but he is about 12 seconds behind the rest of the pack. So it's going to be a long day for Kiev if in the next 56 minutes or so. But ahead it is still Barrier leading this race in the BMW M Hybrid, followed by Aichis and Grigori, both running the Peugeots. This is Vignal being hunted down by the Cadillac of Guzzo in the number 12. Vignal struggling a little bit for pace in this opening stage, with Demoulin up the road already about a second and a half clear of this pack. With Kakache also joining this hunt for P6, that is. As we hopefully see our drivers. Oh, there's a mistake there for Vignal as well, coming over the grass out of turn 1. So easy to make that mistake there. Down the inside, Guzzo goes, moves himself up into 6th.
And again on the grass.
Really, over the grass, doesn't want to lose positions, but I think he's losing a number of places here.
Oh, and again.
He is not looking happy in that car. No. Is that just a setup issue, or is it, I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it kind of looks like he just... Oh, again, we see a lot of lawnmowers here nowadays. I don't know.
Lawnmowers.
Yeah, I should hypercar field. I think it's just like this sense. I mean, in turn 1 he was just overshooting. I think maybe setup-wise, but I just think it was like a marginal error, and then you go like wide because the dirt or it's kind of red sand there is forgiving you, so you're not losing that much time there. You may get a track limit points, but I'm not sure of this. And on the other occasions, I mean, it just was a bit of late braking to these technical sectors, and then if a car sticks its nose to the inside, you're kind of powerless there on some occasions, as it was here. You can fight against it, but you're risking to end up in the grass again, as we see in this example. So I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a setup problem. It's just a bit unfortunate mistakes on some occasions, and yeah, this just amplifies a lot, especially on this track.
See the battle for the lead in LMGT3. This is Manoccia just behind Hayden Baxter, who is still in the lead in that Aston Martin Vantage. So the Porsche is showing some good pace in this opening stage of the race. So 6 minutes down, so still 54 left to go. But Daniel, you have a bit more experience driving LMU and race cars in general, I think, compared to me. At least at a bit of a higher level, I would assume. So being in Manoccia right now, there's still well over 50 minutes left to go. Do you go for an early move at this stage, or are you just being patient and waiting for a mistake? What is the strategy that you're going to go for here?
I mean, given that the starting phase calmed down a bit, is the bot defending his position to turn 1 and turn 2 now. On the inside, Erstling, the only Ferrari in the field. Oh, still racing though.
Nice move.
Yeah. And he gets it done, I think, around this corner. Still not fully, yeah. Still alongside.
There's the Mustang.
Oh, let's go 3 wide. To the Fangio chicane and out towards the hairpin.
That's a nice move by the 77. Gets ahead of Erstling for P6, that is. So Adam Borg kind of capitalizing on the mistake of the attack of Erstling. He himself falls back and is already on the hunt of being overtaken by Gratta as well. So a bit of a switcheroo going on there, but a nice clear battle nonetheless for P6, that is, in LMGT3.
Yeah, continuing what I was trying to say, it applies to both of the P2s and P1s here, given that the starting phase kind of calmed down, especially in the G3 field. Malhotra has 2.5 seconds of a gap to Scarpeggi, so he can really, like, not relax, but he's not forced to do any unnecessary risk or take any unnecessary risks. So in my opinion, he would just, you know, seek if there's any big chances to pass Baxter, but if there's not, I mean, you got 51 minutes, you just try to get and stay in the slipstream as long as possible and capitalize on some mistakes. We see a three-way battle slowly evolving here, not slowly, it's ongoing actually, between Barry and both of the Peugeots with a wing.
Winged Peugeots, the winged Peugeots, looking a bit more comfortable through this race, as it currently stands, with Vignal still in 9th, dropping back big time as Google, who is in P8, and the Valkyrie as well. So the winged Peugeots having the upper hand on their wingless siblings, as it currently stands, with Barrier under a lot of pressure then for the lead in this race. About 0.2 of a second between him and the Peugeots. As we see Vora having an incident there as well, LMGT3. Now down in 13th, but the BMW has a lot of work to do. Is on a lot of pressure from both down the outside. Actually, he goes on the back straight. Barry going very wide into turn 1. Just taking a narrower line. Does reduce his top line speed, however, on the main straight. So slots in back in 2nd position, but it is kind of a case of showing your nose, letting Barrier know that he's there. He is smelling blood. He wants that position as early as he can. Actually, down the side, he goes into turns 2 and 3. That's a very clean move for the lead. Forces Barrier a bit wide then on the entry, but he gives him the room. And Niclas Eiters retakes the lead in hypercar. Takes the lead in hypercar in the 104. Barrier now coming back at him into the hairpin. That BMW is looking very strong on the straight line speed. It does the double of the 101, but has slotted him back behind the Peugeot 4 now. He has his teammate behind him of Gregori, the Merc Sim Racing team duo, hunting Eiters down there for the lead of this race. So we have a Peugeot leading them after 10 minutes, but this fight is nowhere near done, as the Genesis of Kolman has also closed that gap, now 0.8 of a second behind this trio. So all this fighting between those two is really helping Kolman and the Genesis to close the gap. Same for Demoulins, only 3.5 seconds behind. So this is really opting well for a multiple car battle then in this race. But we do have then a new leader in the hypercar field, is Goddard, who's in the fastest lap of the race at LMGT3. So that Ford finally showing the pace that he wasn't able to show in qualifying earlier on, currently in 10th position. But it is still Baxter leading the GT3 field, and I just now have to defend on Barrier. I don't think Barrier is going to let it go easily, Daniel.
No, I mean, given like that is... He got Gregorius in his diffuser, essentially, being a couple of tenths behind him. He's trying everything he can to, you know, get this kind of shield of a car. If you have like a car in between you, which is also into the defend, it's a lot. Being in the lead, it's a lot more comfortable, because now Barry is in the sandwich of two Peugeots, of two cars with similar characteristics, which puts him a bit on the back foot here. And yeah, Kolman is the one who's really enjoying this three-way or two-way fight, given he can, you know, they're sacrificing lines to defend or attack each other, and yeah, Kolman is not in this position right now, so he can just drive the optimal and ideal racing line, and therefore gain a lot of time on these three.
Yeah, we saw Eiters already taking like a defensive line into turn 1 earlier after he just took the lead from Barrier. So he does know how quick Barrier can be in a BMW, so he'll probably be very careful with where he's placing his car on this track. There's not too many significant overtaking opportunities, of course. I mean, and not many high braking sections really, apart from the hairpin of course, and Cunningham to turn 10. So you really do have to be careful with the bumps as well as to where you're going to make an overtake around this track. Speaking of overtakes, this is for P9. Goddard putting an overtake on Bastel. So the Proto competition moves ahead of Horizon Racing Apex. Yeah, he does. That is a clean move done for P9. So as I said, Goddard qualified bottom last in the qualifying, but I think had a lot more pace in the tank than he was able to show after track limits and other issues persuaded him kept bothering him really after all that. So now with 15 minutes done in this race, already making up a number of positions then. And I think finally he's able to show what pace he really has in that Ford Mustang. So good on him, already in 9th, the second running Mustang with Aiden Brook in 6th position. Still a long way to go, but so far it is looking good for Goddard as the first round of traffic is coming your way as well. That is the Porsche of Evora, I think, being lapped by the hypercar leaders. That is also the Toyota of Kiriev up the road in 10th, so he's also on the verge of being lapped by the leaders. I think Kiriev might have taken a early pit stop then after all that. There we go, so that is the reason that he's well over a minute and a half behind on the leaders. But yep, there you go, one pit stop down for him. But he's still in the lead lap. It doesn't really have any benefit at the moment, at least we don't have any safety cars or something, so it doesn't give you anything benefit like that, but it's still a nice feeling to still be on the lead lap and hopefully have the pace to run away from current leaders. As an overtake for P3 then, I think Igor is in the pit lane already.
Yeah,
that
both.
is very early. What could the strategy be here?
Get out of all of the trouble and essentially just have some clean air, known as the undercut. Just, you know, also the thing is he's now skipping or at least postponing the traffic phase for him, because the G3s are still moving on track and he is stationary, so he'll get a lot easier run through the GT3s, given there's not any other hypercar traffic. There's a lot less pressure on him because he does not have, for example, Kolman in his rear mirror, who is seeking his way past the GT3s, but is also a bit on his own, in his own bubble, and it's just a matter of, okay, I need to do the best lap times I can, and you don't need to really evaluate other things like hypercar contenders and opponents, but just sweeping through traffic easily and doing your absolute best sector times, and that can win you a race because you chose a rather calm way and more comfortable way, and just setting good lap times. And after a pit stop phase, if Eichers gets some mistakes or slows down or have a significant battle again with Barrier, we could see Grigory being on the top after the pit stop phase. So that's the whole strategy behind this.
Now, if you are Niclas Eichers, you see one of your rivals pulling into the pit lane for an undercut. Are you going to cover him? Are you going to join him, or are you just going to stay out and run your own race at this point?
I think he'll just stay out, given he had a great run through the traffic. We see Barrier has a gap of 1.7 seconds to him now, so there's no Peugeot right in your rear. Oh no, wait. No BMW. Sorry, right in your rear mirror, and sniffing your slipstream and getting closer and closer every straight. So I would say you just you not cover him, but you do the opposite of what Grigori do. And now being in first place, you have also kind of a clean air situation right now, if you passed all of the GT3 traffic. So you just also do all of your best and try to keep Barrier at a reasonable distance to be comfortable and not having to look into a rear mirror way too often.
Well, I do think the leader has cleared all the traffic now, so he is now able to just try to pull away as much as he can from Barrier, which is already close to 2 seconds, like you mentioned. Someone who did not have a great run through traffic is Rune Kolman, so he lost at least 2 seconds to Barrier then. He's now 3 seconds behind, and Olivier Demoulin has been able to close that gap to about 0.6 of a second in the Ferrari hypercar. So that battle for P3 is back on as well. It's on 9/10 of a second. So the Genesis is looking a bit quicker, quite quick around here this race, but it's still traffic, of course, especially around a track like Sebring, can make or break your race at this point. As we see a kind of a lively battle here for P6 still. Ursling has come out back on top of this. Oh, there's a spin in the background. I think it is the Valkyrie of Skugel. He was in P8. I think he still remained in P8 with Grigori being behind him at that early pit stop. But Skugel, that is, got caught out by the traffic then coming out of Tower Corner. And I think he just kind of misjudged it on the Porsche then. So he's on the inside and taps it on the rear. Not really there to make a move, I think. So
yeah, no.
Very unfortunate for him in the Valkyrie spins around. Luckily, Grata in the Porsche is able to continue on as that battle for P6 is still a number of cars within about a second or less of one another. So one small mistake can make or break your race in that position. So keep it clean. That's the biggest problem for a lot of our drivers around here.
Yeah. Of course. And Sebring, as we see, I think it's Ivora. Had a moment, I think, through Sunset. Not the race he hoped he'd have, sitting in P13, which is essentially, I think, he got Kolman behind. But not.
I think Kolman already made a pit stop as well. So that's, he's the last runner not to make a pit stop.
Yeah, so not the race he'd hoped for. I mean, not a lot you can do from here now. Just do your best and hope for mistakes of other people, and come back stronger after the summer break. Yes, we see the gap between Eiches and Barry has stayed remotely the same from the end of the GT3 traffic phase. So similar pace from both of them. It's the best and the only thing Eiches can do right now, and the best thing he can do is just drive fast, and the same goes for Barry, just trying to catch up. But these guys are competing at such high levels that it's marginal to gain lap. As we see Guzo putting a 47.7, which is...
That is very quick.
That is very quick, especially at this time.
Gonna see if I can find the pole position. I think the pole position was a 46.4.
Yeah, maybe.
Around there. So it's really not that far away from what was pole position in qualifying. It's a very quick lap time, especially during race, but still 40 minutes to go. 46.6, there we go. That was the pole position time of Nikita Krylov. So he's just over a second slower than pole position, which, if you ask me, is very quick. Especially with the traffic, as you were mentioning. Like you can gain and lose so much with traffic on other places. Well, speaking of gaining and losing, that's the Mustangs coming together, jinxing him once again. Goddard has made his way through in 7th now, so starting in 15th. Currently the highest running Ford Mustang, but was there a bit of wheel banging involved from Goddard here behind Edinburgh in the blue Mustang, the 777, coming through sector 1. I think Borg just kind of lost it on his own there.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if he had a slight tap on his rear, but I don't think so. It looked kind of like the same what we saw from who was it? We saw the same in qualifying of one of the hypercars. Also this kind of spin. I'm not quite sure who it was.
According to my system, there was a bit of contact, but it might have been as well after the spin. So it doesn't mean it initiated the spin.
Yeah, it could be.
But it was nonetheless.
It was difficult to see from that angle, but it was both was practically possible. It's not. We got another replay of another angle. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can
broadcasting does Domino.
No, there was not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no contact there.
It was just afterwards, like you said correctly. It's the spin was initiating, I think, again of a too rapid transfer of weight, and you're losing the rear bit on a corner entry. But she saved it quite good. He was still on the tarmac, still had good amount of grip. Yeah, I think lost only 2 seconds maybe, or 3 at max. Yeah, the contact, nothing there to really avoid from Berg. What was Goddard?
Berg had spin, so it was Goddard.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, Goddard. Nothing really there to avoid. But yeah.
As Bastel now has made his way through on Edinburgh as well. So 3 Mustangs fighting it out for P7. Edinburgh back on the outside now, coming into the hairpin. This is, yep, it is. That's the long way around. You don't really want to go there if you want to make an overtake. So that does move Bastel up into 7th position. So Edinburgh losing 2 places in a span of 2 laps there in the Proton competition for Mustang. So I think maybe a bit of damage to flat spots or damage to the car in general that is slowing him down just a little bit then in the current 9th position Ford Mustang. Do want to have a quick mention that there are still 7 different manufacturers running in the top 7 in LMGT3 despite everything that happened across this race so far. It is still 7 different manufacturers in the top 7, which is just great to see, phenomenal to see, given with how the BUP works around here. In LMGT3, at least, it's done beautifully, as you can see, with so many different cars fighting it out for very little tire mac around here. So that's just awesome to see as a commentator, see all those cars fighting it out. In the hypercar, however, it is still the Peugeot leading this race there. It is 5 different manufacturers in the top 5, so still a very decent BUP there as well, I would say. Could have been 6, but Krylov is, of course, after that contact on lap 1, down in 10th after scoring pole position. So he at least does score one point for that pole position this season. So I'm sure he'll be happy with that, but what could have been for Nikita Krylov. Currently a minute behind the leader, Niclas Eichers, in his number 8 Toyota. But Eichers still leading this race by a second. Kolman is still in 3rd, about 7 seconds behind, with Dumoulin about a second behind him in 4th position. Gustav still in 5th, with fast lap as well. The number 12 Cadillac, Kakase in 6th position, Vigno 7th, Skoglund 8th, Grigori 9th, and Krylov, as I mentioned, in P10. I think he just got overtaken by Eichers as well. So, yeah, he is now currently a lap down on the race leader. The 104 Peugeot putting in some good lap times, so 48.2 there. So, very competitive lap times being put in by the Peugeot driver. Now, 2 weeks ago, I have to say, we saw at Fuji a number of strategies happening where people were trying to go for a 0 stop. So, not making a pit stop at all, trying to save enough fuel as you can to stay out of the pit lane for the entirety of the race, which caused a heartbreak for Kakache, who got disqualified on the final race, final lap after not having less than 0% virtual energy. Being overtake for P4, that is good. So on the inside of Dumoulin on the Ferrari, and I think it gets it done in the 12 Cadillac. Yep, there we go. So we have Gutso now in 4th position in the hypercar class, but going back to my point, do you think that something similar like that is possible here as well, Daniel? Or is Sebring just too much power dependent to even try to go for a 0 stop?
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. Like, I think a 55-minute race would easily be done, and could easily be done with without a fuel, without a refueling. But we have 33 minutes left to go, and our leader has around 47% of virtual energy. Vigno, on the other hand, has better cars than everyone else here, sitting still at 65%. So he's the only one who would remotely be able to pull out such a such a good strategy and miracle strategy. Is maybe also the way he's trying to go right now, given he's not he's lapping like 2 seconds slower than Aisha's on the other hand, every lap, or at least last lap. So maybe Vignal is really trying everything he can to save as much fuel as he can, as we see Gutsu going around the on the fat curbs there through the first sector, almost hitting on the grass.
Yeah,
so
for third position in hypercar, with Kolman having to defend for all of his life on 2 hypercars. That's a spin. I think he hits the barrier. Oh no! Bit too early on the power, and I think he managed to keep it out of the barrier just about. But I'm afraid I jinxed him. I think it's gonna. I think he'll kill me after that.
I think your door's knocking. I think someone's knocking on your door already.
He's literally two doors down from me, so he's in the room beside me. So I think he'll come get me after this. But coming out of the hairpin, just a bit too eager on the throttle.
Oh,
he got kept behind.
Oh.
Well, that explains it. I think he got hit by the Cadillac on the rear.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It was. Our system also detected that. So, well, that explains the spin then coming out of the hairpin. He'll be fuming after that. Putting on a good. Definitely got tapped there by the Cadillac. So, wouldn't be too surprised if he got in a. Yeah, if he got in a report after that, and we could potentially see a penalty coming Gutsu's way after all that. So, well, the commentator's curse strikes very hard once again.
Unfortunately, it's your brother. Unfortunately, you have to face the consequences of that.
Yeah.
A bit unfortunate for you, but you know.
I think this will be the last time you all see me. I won't survive the summer break. It's been a pleasure.
It was nice having you on board, though.
Thank you very much. It's been no, but he's still running in P6. I think he does have the pace to at least come back to Kakache, who is in 5th position in the BMW. So we'll keep an eye on his progress after that spin there. There's still 30 minutes to go. So halfway through this race, taking a look at the DNFs then currently. We have 3 DNFs of Ivora, Kolman and Lerno in LMGT3. 2 of those happening in the last couple of minutes, I do believe. I didn't see them even dropped out earlier on. And of course, Emmanuel Sawyer also DNF'd from this race after the contact on lap 1. As we do have an overtake for 3rd now. Gutso is back in 4th behind Demoulin in the number 50 Ferrari. I think Demoulin of Gutso got held up by that Lexus car coming through sector 2, which allowed Demoulin to come through into 3rd position. Now as Barrier is into the pit lane as well. So he's splitting his strategy really into half. This is a replay of that overtake. And I think indeed he kind of got held up by the Lexus. Tries to go around the outside. Gets hit there as well. So the Lexus not really anticipating him to go around the outside. Gets hit as a result. Then a lot of wheel banging happening there with the Ferrari as well, who forces his way through. But this has to be very frustrating for Gutso, like driving rather well and just a miscommunication costing you a P3 there.
Yeah, no, it's kind of the worst side or the bad side of multi-class racing, especially on Sebring. Positioning your car here is very, very important for both classes. As we saw, it's also, I mean, with traffic, it's also a bit of a luck factor. It's like you can't predict what other cars will do, and you can just think or assume what they will do, but you don't know for sure. Now, this is also a very tricky situation. If it would be towards the braking zone, luckily they get it cleared before the braking zone. But yeah, it's always difficult to, spin. Spin here. And
that's the Ferrari.
Was it Gutso? I think Gutso was involved there as well, because we see on my system there's a contact there. I don't know if it was this lap or this thing we saw. Oh no, it's an overtake, it's not contact. My apologies.
I think there was contact involved as well. So this is the incident down the inside. Coming through, this is turn 10. Oh, he just loses on his own.
Oh, but
that's a very weird incident.
Yeah, I mean, he was straightened up.
Oh, another yellow. That's the 007. We've seen that car facing the wrong way before this race as well. He saved jointly. Yep, he does. We'll see a replay of that incident straight away as well. Skugel in the 007 Aston Martin. Also having a tough old time out there. Oh, there's way too much speed then. I think a bit of a... That's a weird one.
Yeah, I can't really tell. I mean, the teleport... Oh. What is...
Another car standing still. This is awkward.
On the start-finish straight.
What is happening?
Wait, let's take a look. Hopefully nothing to...
Oh, that's a BMW. Oh, no!
So nothing to do with the BMW, but it did have something to do with the BMW. Wait, does Rune not have a rear wing?
I think so, yeah. There's everything, chaos happening all over. This is a huge incident with the BMW hitting the 77 Mustang as he's trying to lap them. There's the Ferrari of Dumoulin involved as well. This was earlier. Oh, Rune just spinning in Sunset Bend as well, losing the rear, and I think that's where he lost the rear wing then. So there you go. So he has to come into the pit lane as well. He has to come through the whole lap as well, really. I think the car is scrapping a little bit then. As he has to make his way, seeing the stranded Mustang there, literally standing on a start-finish straight. So a number of incidents happening at the same time across different spots of the circuit. This is a huge shunt with Dumoulin involved and Kakache involved as well. So somehow they're all still driving. Dumoulin lost a heap of time to Gutso, who is still in third. Barrier has made his pit stop, of course. He's ahead of Gregori, who's also made his pit stop. So he is now in the net race lead, I would assume, or at least just behind Niclas Eiters. Kolman losing a heap of positions in the 24 Genesis GMR 001. And it has really become from bad to worse, getting tapped early on by Gutso into turn 7, at the exit of turn 7. And now losing the rear wing and having to drive all the way back to the pit lane in hope of scoring more points than just a single point that gets you for P10. But somehow all the parties involved in the crash and start finish rate are still driving. Goddard in P7, Aidan Bork in P11 in LMGT3. Kakache is still in 4th, 8 seconds ahead of Barrier Dumoulin in 3rd. So a number of crashes happening at the same time, but no further DNFs so far somehow. I think we have cars made out of concrete at this race.
Yeah, it seems like it. And also Vignal is into the pit lane now, as we see a replay of again this incident. We will remember it for a long time. Yeah, and it was just, I mean,
I think there might be a report coming.
I mean, Kakache had a car in front of him, so his initial thought was can't move to the right. Unfortunately, to the right there was another car, so it was a bit like in the box, and he was just trying to do something, and yeah, that was not the ideal way of doing something. Yeah, I mean, with the Helicorsa, with just the radar, essentially it's difficult to say that I wasn't aware there was another car or something.
Yeah.
Still, it's, yeah.
You would assume having the radar and being familiar with multiclass, most drivers would be aware that there is a car on the right-hand side of them at that point. So, an unfortunate incident for the other drivers. I think Kakache might have a couple of reports coming his way after that, but we'll see if the stewards have any work cut out for them after this. That is Dumoulin, I think, going a bit slow. No, he's driving at full speed in the Ferrari 499P. Usually when I say the stewards, the lead steward pops up in the YouTube chat as well, so maybe we'll see him in a later while. As someone else will say, gotta love multiclass. Well, yeah, that is the truth. This is why we love multiclass. why we love endurance racing, why we love these type of machinery. This is what makes this type of racing so great. So, despite the heartbreak and other beautiful things, it is part of the job. Really, it's part of it, of the circus. And there's still 22 minutes left of said circus for this event. Eiters is still in the lead then in the hypercar field. All the drama happening way behind him, luckily for him. 15 seconds ahead of Gutso, who of course had that earlier incident as well. Kagache himself is 22 seconds behind with Barrier in 4th. Now, Barrier is the first in the hypercar to have made his pit stop, so keep an eye out on him. As we see an overtake for P6 it is. Goddard trying to get the job done on Ersling and the 87 Ferrari. And kind of parking it on the exit. Great defensive driving so far by the Ferrari driver. Forcing the Mustang on the outside, coming into Bishop Corner. He's still there on the outside, still side by side throughout the whole of Sector 3 so far. And down the inside he goes late on the brakes in the 77 and gets the move done. Goddard moves himself up into P16, so that is 11 places up from where, or 10 places up I should say, from where he started this race. So great job by him in the Mustang. Speaking of making up places, Kirev currently 8th position after the drama on the first lap, but made another pit stop and currently driving in 8th position and probably making up a number of positions as this race continues as well. So we'll keep a close eye out on him too, with Demoulin now pitting in for his pit stop, coming from what would have been 2nd position, I believe, in the Ferrari, or 4th, I believe, with not really sure. I think it was 3rd or 4th when he came in. That moves Barrier up into now 4th position. So slowly but surely we will see most of the cars coming into the pit lane.
Yeah, there's no one going to go without a pit stop. Also, Vignal, a bit of, I don't know, not confusing, but he was like, it seemed like he was saving a lot of fuel, given his virtual energy and his pace. But now he was like one of the first ones to pit as well, running now in 9th position. Yeah, kind of, I don't know, kind of confusing for me, given he's the championship leader. I don't know if it's the car on this track, I don't know if it's just something a normal guy like me cannot understand, but it seems like this race isn't really going his way right now, and I don't really see how it can go his way in this point. So a bit of frustrating.
That is
we have a question to all of this. Yeah, an answer. Yeah,
that is an answer to the question. That's another spin for Rune then in the Genesis, and Vigno getting caught out by that and having a spin of his own. So I think that is the reason indeed, like you said.
Yeah.
And an answer to our question as to why he made that pit stop earlier on. And also the reason why Rune Kolman's currently in 10th position after all those incidents. Very unfortunate for him, of course, after driving a bit within a shot of a podium after this race. So currently still running away with a single point as it stands, but a very disappointing conclusion to his race nonetheless. Aiden Burke also having another spin. Maybe we should have signed those guys, like give him a heads up that this is not a ballerina contest. So we don't need to see. You don't have to spin.
And it's not a drift show, yeah.
Yeah, drift show, exactly. I mean, drifting is a very big sport in America, I do believe.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's in Germany. I think it's also. I mean, it's not that big, but on all of the big events around the Nürburgring, there are also always a drift show of Falcon, the tire supplier, which also has a quite good esports team, I heard, competing in Pro Series here in VMS, having the likes of Alda Ercan and is it Michi Hoyer?
I think Michi is driving for Genesis.
True, yeah, he switched. Yeah, no, last season he was there, just driving for Falcon for season 4, I think it was. But they're
still with Falcon.
Okay. It's Simoncic, isn't it? Simoncic is
Simoncic is driving for Genesis. Yeah, we have Richard
exactly.
for Falcon, Shea O'Sullivan, and Michi Hoyer all driving for the Falcon Esports.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they do a lot of drift shows there as well.
But not tonight.
No.
Tonight we're driving well, not in a straight line, but in a according to a concrete racing line. There it is. It's the battle of the Bimmers for third position. Kakache is leading this fight. However, Barrier is on a lot more virtual energy, 19% more. He has made his pit stop, so there's not really any point for Kakache at this point to defend his position as hard as he can. The only thing he will do is hold up I'm gonna say net race leader at this point. It's gonna be very close between him and Eichers, I think, coming out of the pit lane. I'm not really sure how long a pit stop is in this race. Kakache is not making it all that easy for him, so the one-on-one has to find a way through on his fellow BMW driver, just up front in the number 20. Trying to go for around the outside now into sector 3. Not really a place, but it goes down the inside hard on the brakes and makes it stick up. Forces the other BMW off ever so slightly. I think that might be a little rough on the edges there for that overtake into third. He's not looking to back off anytime soon. So I think that's just him now in third position. Goes a bit defensive as well into Sunset Bend. It moves Barrier up into the podium positions. 28 seconds behind the leader, which is about 12 seconds behind Gutso in second in the Cadillac number 12. I think this will be a very close battle between Niclas Eichers and Calvin Barrier for the victory here at Sebring. Eichers on 13%, so he'll come in the next 4 laps or so, 3 to 4 laps. So within about 6, 8, 7 minutes, no pun intended, he will come in for his first and only pit stop of this race. I think Barrier might take the lead here, Daniel. What do you think? How close do you think it's going to be?
I mean, it's around 41. No, it's 44 seconds is the gap, and I think a pit stop, especially with this that's quite long. I mean, the pit entry is slowing you down a bit, so it's going to be tight. But maybe Barrier really had the better of it, pitting a bit earlier. But it's marginal, I think. I mean, it's within 2 or 3 seconds, I'd imagine. So we would still maybe see a rundown. The last 10 minutes of the race of either of those two trying to beat the other one and catching up to the other one, no matter how this pit stop and strategy battle will be decided. I think we'll see some at least some attempts to overtake the current front of either of those two, no matter how it will be after the pit stop of Eichers.
So taking a look at the current standing mix, Eichers is currently in 4th position. He is level on points with Mohamed Lambo, who is not here also. Yunomal is also not here, is on 38 points, so he's 14 points ahead. So as it currently stands, he'll for sure be able to overtake those two and move himself up into 2nd position in the standings. Tristan Vignal is currently leading set standings on 52 points, so the 2 points he's currently scoring will be enough to keep him ahead of Niclas Eichers for the lead of this championship. But it does close those gaps significantly for the rest of the season. Switching to LMGT3, we have a number of drivers coming in this lap for their pit stop, including the leader Hayden Baxter and Manocha, who was following him in 2nd position. And with Bort and Bastel continuing on their virtual energy and fuel levels, so both of them saving just enough fuel for one more lap. But Hayden Baxter coming into the pit lane as the race leader in LMGT3. Just a short stop for him, and he'll come out as a race leader as well. And I think Manocha will follow him shortly as well. There we go. He should be out There we go. Just coming out of the pit lane in a net P2 with Capecci and Doliska following him rather shortly behind. That's the Corvette of Capecci and the McLaren of Doliska right on cue as they're being overtaken by the BMW of Barrier coming through. And Capecci and Gregori following them behind as well. Gregori has closed that gap. Of course, Gregori was the first of the hypercars to make a scheduled pit stop, and he's only 2 seconds behind Barrier, 2.5 seconds behind Barrier for what will be at least a net P2 come the end of this. So this battle for P1 is not over yet. There's 12 minutes to go, but anything can and will happen. Capecci still having to make his pit stop, again defending on Gregori for what is P4, going a bit wide coming through turns 2. Easy overtake for Gregori to make up into 4th position. That is for the Peugeot driver, as Demoulin is in the pit lane once again. So the Ferrari driver making a second pit stop then. Not pretty sure why, but he is in the pit lane once again with the Ferrari 499P. And I think will continue on for one more lap after this. And then the conclusion of this hypercar battle will come to fruition rather shortly. But it's still Hayden Baxter in the net lead in LM GT3, followed by Manocha and Capecci. So not really any changes there. I was just about to say that we haven't really seen any changes there, because they've all just been running around their own race on their own competitive pace. So rather clean action in LM GT3 this evening. But I think we have a significant battle yet to come in the hypercar field in the not too distant future.
Yeah, I think it's about 3.1% virtual energy for Niclas Eichers. So I'd see him pit after this lap. I assume. I don't think he's able to go the long way and squeeze another lap inside. And after that, we will see how well or bad the early pit stop of Barrier has played out, and how well or bad the long first stint of Eichers will play it out. I'm kind of looking forward, because I expect it to be very marginal, and like I said, the pace of both of these drivers was very similar all race long, so I do not expect the difference to be significant. So we are in for a battle yet in the last 9 minutes and 50 seconds of this Sebring Tier 2 race.
Eichers in the pit lane, and he'll shortly be followed by Bastel as well, who's currently leading LM GT3 on 2%, so he'll be coming in shortly. But Niclas Eichers is in the pit lane in a hypercar. Same for Guzzo, following him in from second. So now let's take a look then. He is choosing his grid slot. Guzzo just behind him. Filling up the virtual energy in fuel tank. You need about 20% to complete this race. It's a rather short stop. That is Barrier already coming through sector 3. This is Le Mans corner, and I think that they're gonna meet each other roughly at the pit exit then. This is Eichers coming out of the pit lane. Where is Barrier? He's currently on this main straight. There he is. He can see him just in front of him. It's a couple of seconds between the two. I think this gap will come down even more. It's about 7 seconds currently in the advantage of Niclas Eichers. So a bit further apart than we might have expected, I think, given the different strategies. However, Barrier is already on a roll. He's been putting in some really quick lap times, close to the best lap times of the race. 47.5 last time around, and Gregori behind him 47.4. So there's both of them are being very, very quick at this stage of the race. However, 8 minutes left to go. Is it going to be enough for Barrier to close that 7-second gap and overtake Eichers as well? At this point, I don't think it will be. But Barrier has not many more minutes to go to prove us wrong. But I think right now it is checkmate for Niclas Eichers after his very late pit stop, and currently 6.5 seconds in the lead with 8 minutes to go. I think this is going Peugeot.
Yeah, I think so too. Being unfortunate for Barrier, it's maybe the traffic or the early pit stop was just paired with some rather unfriendly circumstances for gaining the most time. And Eichers also did a fantastic job managing his tires, managing his pace, sweeping through the traffic. So yeah, it's not really bad or a bad call from Beria. It was a call involving risk, like it always is. I think it could have gone both ways. I think it was down to mostly, I think, traffic, as we see Vignal causing a yellow flag in sector 2. Yeah, not the race he was expecting. Maybe we see a replay of it.
I think get another spin for the double 7.
Oh, it's
on the exit.
Oh, just like on the dirt, on the red sand, as I like to call it, on the exit, just losing it.
Yeah,
Barry is putting in the fastest lap of the race so far, so he's really has something to prove here, giving it his all. I'm afraid it won't be enough, but he's trying everything he can to close down the lap and maybe pressure Eichers to a mistake, which still could grant Barry a win if something unforeseen happens, as Domino also had a moment right now in sector 2, but the yellow flag dissolved quite quickly, so I'd expect it was something similar to what we saw with Vignal.
Yeah, so last lap it was a 47.221 for Calvin Berrier. Niclas Eichers put in a 47.8, so 0.6 of a second between those two. At that rate, it's not going to be enough, of course, to close the gap and let alone get an overtake done with a 6-second gap and 5.5 minutes to go, which is about 3 laps for the hypercar field. Demoulin is having a rough old time out there at this stage in his Ferrari. As you can see, another brief yellow for him. He is hoping that that race is going to come to an end rather shortly, I can imagine. Well, luckily for him, it is. There's 5 minutes and 17 seconds left on the clock. As I see a replay of said incident into turn 1, it's turn 10, sector 2. Turn 10 it is, Cunningham corner. A similar incident as Victor had moments ago. A spin, just a bit too much gravel on the exit, and around you go.
Also around sunset, I expect them to just lose the rear. Was he hit? Oh yeah.
Oh, and it.
Quite heavily. I'd expect the front right axle to sustain at least a reasonable amount of damage there, but he's still going. I mean, at this point, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. There's no point in really pitting, but also, I mean, he's just crawling his way now to the checkered flag. There's no real way of gaining any positions, being 24, 25 seconds behind Kolman, as he yet had a moment again in sector 2, which also deserved. I expect him to be something similar we saw last lap. But yeah, I mean, it's from here now, there's no real motivation to, give it all, pit. I mean, there's nothing you can really gain from it. You are in last position. You have a big gap in front of you, so you just, you cruise to the checkered flag. It's dumb as it sounds, but you have your 1 point granted, and there's nothing more left, really, unfortunately for him. So he'd use the summer break to calm off and come back again stronger after this Sebring race.
Yeah, a race to forget for a number of drivers then. This event, taking a look at the GT3 field, there's a battle for third still going, once Capecci just ahead of Tom Board for the Racket Racing Team WRT. He's been quite quick compared to the Corvette, the 33 just up the road. It's about a half a second last lap alone that the Lexus was quicker. So Capecci dropping back a little bit. The gap isn't too much compared to Manoccia, still 2.5 seconds. So I think Tom Boord is just having a lot more pace in the Lexus. Around the outside he goes, coming through Bishop Corner. Not really a place you want to go around the outside of another car. It's very easy to just drive off the track, as you could see. So that opportunity is gone and away from for him. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go. So the clock is running out for Tom Boord to make any attempt at an overtake in a potential podium position come the end of this race. Scarpecci, the gap to Manoccia is kind of stable, I think, around that 2.5 to 3 seconds. So Tom Boord has really found a bit of pace at the later stage of this event. I am sad to announce that we no longer have 7 manufacturers at the top 7 in LMGP with 2 Porsches running there with Gata in P7. So just a slight detail, but still 7 manufacturers in the top 8 then. So that also counts. And Temilian has once again another off. Now down the inside, Tom Boord with outside, which comes the inside for turn 4 and 5. Still there, side by side, revert all out of the shape really there. Across the gravel, Scarpecci goes and loses the position on what will be the second to last lap for him in LMGT3. So, heartbreak really, losing his podium spot then at the pretty much the last opportunity that Boord had. Moves the Lexus up into third and gets in the podium position for now, as Eichers has started what will be, I think, the final lap of this race. There's a minute left to go, and this should be his final way around his magnificent racing track in the 104. The gap to Barrier has not really shrunk at all, really. Last lap, Barrier was 9 tenths slower even compared to Niclas Eichers. So it's just been a phenomenal drive by the 104 Peugeot. Got the lead early on, had to fight for it, but they got it done. And after that, just did not make any mistake whatsoever. And still in the lead in the 104, a bit wide there coming through Tower Corner. But we'll forgive him for that, coming through the final and third sector. For the final time, 2% virtual energy left, calculated to perfection for the 104. We'll see him on the Almond Straight rather shortly, coming through the Sunset Bend for the final time in this event. What is the third round of the VMS Tier 2 Championship? The Leska makes the move for 5th at the end then in the McLaren 720 LM GT3. But your winner is Niclas Eichers for front competition in the 104 Peugeot, the winged Peugeot there even. And he is very happy with that. As you can see, Niclas Eichers taking his first victory of the season, his second consecutive podium as well. Calvin Berrier very happy with the second position as well, because he's spinning out of our picture with his teammate Gregory in third after that very early pit stop that he made. So a giga drive by the Merckx Sim Racing team for taking home a double podium. Goodson coming home in 4th. And an LMGT3 Hayden Baxter started what will be his final lap as well. 10 seconds ahead of Manoccia, who will, as it stands, come home in a very well-deserved second position in the Porsche 992. Hayden Baxter really been invincible in the 65, apologies, Aston Martin Vantage. Well, you kind of predicted him as your favorite here, Daniel. So calling it the power of foresight instead of hindsight.
I didn't jinx him this time.
You didn't jinx him this time.
That's a new one. That's a new thing.
Oh, there's still 3 corners to go, so you never know.
Oh yeah. I keep my mouth shut until sunset. After sunset.
Yeah, knowing us, we usually jinx people instead of like giving them a good performance. So a very well drive by Hayden Baxter puts in his first win of the season and closes that gap to Javier Ramos, who is still, I think, in the lead of the championship as it stands with Pastel scoring 0 points, coming home in 11th. Hayden Baxter takes the win and what will be second position in the championship in LMGT3. A giga drive by him and a job well done, as Manoccia comes home in second position in the 830992 Porsche, with Tom Boord kind of surprisingly coming home in third then in the Lexus. Great job by him. Scarpecci in 4th. Doleska comes home in P5 with Grata and Ashling in P6 and 7. Kiriev in the hypercar has come home in P6 then in the end after that pole position and a heartbreak on the first lap of this race. So the Toyota driver, still a very good recovery drive for him, shown how much pace he has across this magnificent racing track, comes home in 6th and scores some good points in the championship. Well, then I'm gonna let you go through the GT3 standings, Daniel. I've spoken enough for 2 minutes, so I'll let you do this one.
We see a well-executed, well-dominated race from Hayden Baxter in the Aston Martin 56 in P1. Then Adriano Manocchia, who did not seem to have quite the pace to challenge him. He was close at the starting phase of the race, but then he just pulled away. Tom Board in the 241 Lexus in P3. Eduardo Scapecci in the P4 Corvette, which we see had a battle and a bit of a heartbreak moment in the last couple of laps with Tom Board. Then Milena Dolesco, the female McLaren 10 driver, having an astonishing P5, building on her result from round 1, scoring 18 points. Then Giampiero Gratta in his 100 Porsche, Daniel Ersting in P7 in his Ferrari. Then Anel Godard being the best Ford in the 77 Ford. Nicolas Bessiere in 9th position in the 91 Porsche, and Lorenzo Pescatori in his 78 Lexus. In P10, coming down to the page 2 of the results.
Let's see if we can.
Yeah, we got Sebastian Bastel, the previously P2 in the championships, with I think P2 is now Baxter, and is it Bastel is I think P3 now, scoring none points. As well, Aiden Berg in the 77 Ford, so both Fords failing to score in this race. Johan Ibarra DNF'd, as well as John Kaltman and Clement Leonard, both in the Fords.
Taking a look at the hypercar results then, Niclas Eichers taking that well-deserved victory in the 104 Peugeot, just ahead of both Merck Sim Racing drivers Kelvin Barrier and Ezra Gregori in 2nd and 3rd position, keeping each other very honest throughout this race, with Marco Guzzo in 4th in the Cadillac number 12. Gregor Kache had a bit of a weird strategy, going very late as well. We weren't really sure where he ended up after all that, but a very nice P5 in the end in the number 20 BMW. So great performance by him, just ahead of poleman Nikita Krylov, who at the end of it all comes home in 6th position in the number 8, still on the lead lap as well. So a great drive nonetheless for Nikita after all the heartbreak going on then. And a great job indeed. Evan Skugel in P7 for the 007 Valkyrie, also having a number of incidents, but still coming home with some good points in the Valkyrie. So great job by him as well. Tristan Vignal, the championship leader. I do believe he remains in the lead with this result, and I just far enough behind him to not overtake him pretty much. However, that gap has come down significantly after that very disappointing race for Tristan. So he'll only score 3 points after all that. With Rune Kolman started out very positive as well, running around the top, around the podium positions, but no further than P9 for the 24 Genesis. And Olivier Demoulin in P10 in the number 50, the final final hypercar in the points-paying position, with Emmanuel Sawyer DNFing on the opening in his BMW. Well then, as we go to the post-race interviews, we have, as it currently stands, 4 drivers waiting to talk with us. It's been less than that earlier, so I think we're doing something right. So 5 now even. So let's start then with Adriano Manocchia, dragging him right in the number 2 position after the race in LMGT3. Manocchia, good evening. Thank you for joining us. A great drive for you. 2nd position in qualifying and 2nd position in the race. Good points tally after all that, I think. You must be very pleased with that.
Yeah. First couple of races didn't go great, so it was nice to get a result. And I just had nothing for Hayden. But shout out to the MSR guys and my daughter who had her tonsils out on Monday and is taking a nap and thankfully stayed asleep for the whole race.
Well, speedy recovery to her, and great to hear that you had a nice drive out there. Like you said, first 2 rounds didn't go all that well with you 13th in the standings on 5 points. Were you confident beforehand for Sebring? Did you think you could bring something to the table here?
Yeah, it's definitely one of my better tracks. And even though I wasn't able to get a lot of prep because of my daughter, it worked out fine. I also hadn't really driven the Porsche here much, so it was kind of new.
We were watching, of course, the standings and all the cars driving LMGT3, where at some point there were 7 different cars in the top 7 in GT3. So from our point of view, there really wasn't anything between all the cars on track today.
Yeah. I think the only difference was Hayden today. He just kind of had it in hand. But congratulations to him.
Well, congratulations again from me as well on your second position. Daniel, any questions from you for Adriano?
I don't have any in mind right now. But yeah, great race. Huge for results going to the summer. Can you use this? Do you think you can build on this? We have the summer break. You have 5 more rounds coming up after Sebring. You think you can build on this momentum, or do you had anything? I mean, you said you didn't have much preparation, but did you find anything to make this a result step out? Or
well, I mean, I had things kind of go my way for a change. I got taken out in the last race, and I had a complete strategy failure in the first race, which is entirely my fault. So yeah, I'd like nowhere to go but up. So hopefully things will continue to go this way.
Yeah, we would hope to, and we wish you the best of luck and enjoy your well-deserved summer break.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for joining us, Adriano. Best wishes to your daughter as well.
Thanks.
And hopefully we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks' time.
Yep, thanks.
Right, and now we have a heap of hypercar drivers waiting for us as well. I think we're just going to start from the bottom down. So I'm just going to quickly bring up the standings. I think that is Kakache in 5th. He's currently muted, so hopefully
we hope he undevs himself.
He undevens himself and notices that he's here.
Oh,
he does. There we go.
He's still muted though, but can you hear us?
Hi guys, I'm sorry.
Hello.
No worries.
I see now the replay. I think it's my bad. I don't see the GT3 in front, the second car in front. Yeah, it's my completely bad on the last corner. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a big incident in the sunset.
It's my bad. It's my bad. Completely.
Do you think your P5 might be under threat with a penalty after that?
I think I got a penalty for the contact.
But it's still a very good drive and result after that. Nonetheless.
I'm so slow, but I can try to go up. And sorry for my English; it's very basic.
No worries.
Okay,
you're doing fine. No worries.
Oh, thank you.
Is it just a matter of being consistent then, instead of being quick? It's just a matter of clean laps.
Yeah, the race pace is very good. Don't fast, but very very close for the gap, the time. I can repeat the time much time. And good this, but I'm slow.
Well, it's still a good result and some good points after that round. So congratulations from both of us. Daniel, did you have any questions
Thank
for
you.
Cleo?
No, none come to mind right now. But great race still, nevertheless, and hopefully you'll use your summer break wisely and come back stronger, even stronger than you are now.
Thank you. Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Have a good evening.
Have a nice one.
All right, and then we go to our podium finisher, starting with Enzo Gregori, who came home in third position in the hypercars race. Enzo, good evening. Thank you for joining us here in the
hello.
commentary booth. A hectic race, a strategy heavy race as well, with a lot of different things going on. Congratulations on your P3. Talk us through it. How did it go from your point of view?
I am, as I see on the first stint, I decided to pit early because I know I have the pace, but make too much fuel and don't go well in the traffic, so I lose too much time to fight for P2 or P1 at the finish.
Well, did you think that in clean air you did have the pace to challenge your teammate and Niclas? Was there the pace in the car, you think?
Calvin probably, but Niclas was too fast.
Well, it's still a nice P3. Of course, taking a look at the standings currently, you are in, I have it in front of me, 17th after the first couple of rounds with DNF and round one and just a single point 2 weeks ago. So it's still a very up result compared to the first two races.
Yeah.
We now have the summer break coming up, so a couple of weeks off. Can you use this momentum to kind of prepare yourself for those 5 rounds and fight for victories more for the rest of the season?
Yeah, sure. I will practice way more, and try to have a P1 finally.
Well, hopefully we'll see you back here as a race winner in the not too distant future. Daniel, did you have any questions for Enzo?
No. Sorry, my English is not good. Sorry.
No, all good. You're doing fine. Still, yeah. Congratulations on your podium finish. Hopefully, you can keep the momentum going and score similar or hopefully better results after the summer break. So yeah.
Oh, what? Sorry, I don't understand.
Yeah, there's a summer break, you know. We have until round 3, so hopefully you use it wisely and come back even stronger than you.
Yeah. Hoping Portimao will be a good race.
Oh yeah.
We hope for you as well. Thank you for joining us here, and congratulations again.
Thank you, guys. And
We'll see
you next time.
See you next time, indeed. Hopefully, winning that then in Portimao as well. So, as we move to our P2 finisher in this race, your teammate of Enzo Gregori, Kelvin Barrier, will drop in right in as well. Good evening, Kelvin. I've been pronouncing it like Kelvin Barrier all the time, so hopefully I did that correctly. But congratulations on your second position after that race. A lot of strategy going on all over the place, really. Did you think you could have gone for P1 after all that, or was Niclas just a bit too fast up the road?
He was definitely too far up the road. With considering about 6 laps to the end, there was no catching 7 seconds.
Do you think it could have been a bit different? Had the strategy worked out differently, or was he just too quick on the pace this entire race?
He was very consistent. I struggled to keep the consistent pace going. I think that's what lost me a bit of time. But hey ho, I'm happy with the P2.
Oh, we did see your spin at the end after the finish line, so it did look like you were very happy.
It was magnificent.
Now, of course, we've talked about this with other drivers as well. There's a bit of summer break after this. 5 more rounds of racing after that. It is a very good result, P2. Do you think you can build on that result for those 5 races and will come home with a victory soon as well?
I hope so. I hope that does happen. Yeah, it would be good.
That is the calendar on your screen. Portimao, Porricar, Spa, Silverstone, and Barcelona. The next 5 rounds after this. I think Portimao could be well suited for the BMW, if I'm not mistaken. So could be a good car for you there in what is 4 weeks time. So hopefully for you, one better than what you scored today. Nonetheless, a big congratulations from me. Daniel, any questions from you for drive you.
Apart from my congratulations to this P2 finish, great race. Strategy, well executed all around. I mean, Niclas it's marginal. I mean, the gap was what, 6 seconds after this. Great race still. Hopefully we'll see similar or even better results after the summer break from you, and best of recovery from these 3 rounds, and we'll see you in about 4 weeks time.
Yeah, thank you.
And with that, we move to our final interview of the evening. And it is, of course, your race winner, Niclas Eichers. I'm going to drag him right into the commentary booth. Niclas, thank you very much for joining us. Massive congratulations from all of us here on the victory here at Sebring. I think that moves you up into 2nd position in the championship. You must be very happy with that.
Yes, a lot. And yes, P2 in the championship, I think, because Colombo was not here. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's only a couple of points, I think, as well, between you and Tristan after he came home in 7th or 8th. There's still a long way to go, but does this give you a bit of confidence to maybe go for the championship as well? You seem to have the pace, at least.
Oh, that's a big question, man. Before the season, it's my first season here in the VMS, and I was like expecting to be 5, maybe 4th of the championship at the head, purely in the pace wise, But with race events and everything, maybe, I don't know. I really practiced a lot for this race, so it paid off.
Yeah, well, it sure did, with a victory. Very nice performance by you, indeed, coming from what was 3rd on the grid as well. So a great performance all around. Daniel, did you have any questions for Niclas here this evening?
Yeah, having you seen improving every round, you scored 9 points, 15 points, now 25 points. And the next round in 4 weeks is Portimao. On the other hand, is this a racetrack you look forward to? You can build on with this momentum, or is it rather a track you avoid or do not like preferably?
I think with Portimao, it's maybe the last track where this 9X8 Evo can really be good at. Because the next ones are Paul Ricard and Spa-Francorchamps, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
On these tracks, I think it's really hard. So I knew with Sebring and Portimao, with Bahrain and Sebring, that I had something to play. Portimao, I think, too. And I tried to take the best of it for the rest.
Well, it was a great performance for tonight, nonetheless, and best of luck to you and the rest of the field, but especially to you after today for the rest of the season. So hopefully we'll see you back here as a race winner rather shortly in the commentary booth. So thank you very much for joining us here tonight, and very good evening.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
And with that, we are gonna round up this evening's event here at the Virtual Motorsport Series. Round 3 is done and dusted, and as you can see, 21st of August, Portimao is the next round on the calendar for this split, this championship, in about 4 weeks' time. Daniel, thank you very much for joining me again here in the commentary booth. It's been an absolute pleasure hosting this event again with you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it was a blast. Hopefully we can do this more frequently in this constellation. But yeah, it was great race. Action packed, really. There was not a single moment where I was like, it's a bit settled, a bit stationary. Always something was happening on the brink of happening. So yeah, delivered as always. Great action. I hope you guys there in front of your screens also enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah, for sure. Sebring always delivers, and of course the VMS always delivers as well. So There we go. Thank you as well to Niclas, Domino, pulling the buttons, pushing the levers in the background as well, making sure the stream looks as good as it does with all the replays and stuff happening as well. Thank you to our partners, Hamid Setups and Gridfinder. Check out their links in the description as well. And while you're down there, push the like button, the subscribe button, and do all the things that the algorithm likes as well. It really does help us out here at the Virtual Motorsport Series. Our thanks is very humongous. And with that, that has been it for tonight. My name is Sverre Kolman, joining me with Daniel Krylov and Niclas Domino in the background. Thank you very much for joining us. And we will see you in about 4 weeks' time after the summer break in Portimao on the 21st of August. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.